So Scott Talley here in Houston, Texas, from the worldwide headquarters of Network in Action. And this afternoon, we got Tom Bakamus from us with Triad Financial Strategies. Welcome, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Glad you're here. Thanks for taking some time out. I know you're busy. Tom, tell us a little bit about your company and sort of what drove you to this industry and what you like about it.
Yeah, so Triad Financial Strategies is a wealth management firm. We focus our efforts on financial planning, wealth management, and also client education. Really, I got into this industry to help people, and you know, a lot of times people look at financial investments or
The whole gamut, right? I mean, it's such an important part of a person's life that Americans traditionally sort of push to the side, don't they?
Yeah, so a lot of times they look at investments and it can be very complex and you know, a little bit tougher to understand. So you know, I really wanted to become an advisor and a wealth manager to provide clarity, to provide that education to the client, and to help them get to and through retirement, which is one of the biggest goals that we have.
Yeah. And, you know, younger people hearing all the fears and threats about Social Security leaving us at some point in time, it's a little bit important, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, isn't it really all about a plan? I mean, I wish I'd have started at your age, being a little more serious about it.
Exactly. You know, a lot of times in this industry, we look at numbers and data and statistics, and really all of that information doesn't mean much unless we know what we're trying to solve for. That's why we like to focus on goals and what those goals are and what they mean to the client.
And what would you say, you know, there's a lot of different opportunities out there for people, and nowadays they can do, you know, e-platform investing, but what does Triad, you know, bring to the table?
Yeah, so we provide value, and like I mentioned before, in three different ways. Number one is going to be the financial planning aspect. So this is looking at everything from, you know, what goals you have, what do you have currently, what's your income coming in, what are your expenses, and then how do we get you to your goals? So what are the gaps, and what can we do to help you attain those goals? The big one being retirement. On top of that, we do provide wealth management services, so helping you invest in order to achieve those goals. And then the third piece is the client education. So we want clients to be educated, whether it be from a market standpoint or from their investments, because we believe as the client becomes more educated, the less likely they are to make rash decisions to really derail them from their goals.
Cool. Awesome. You have a favorite story about somebody you've helped?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And there's a number of these stories, but you know, I've had a client that came to us believing that they weren't able to retire. And so, you know, after going through all of their income, their expenses, going through everything that they had currently, mapping out what retirement looks like to them, and we were able to provide clarity around their retirement to show that they can retire actually today, so earlier than what they expected. And so we gave them that peace of mind, that the go ahead to retire, and that we would help them with their finances going forward.
That must have been a fun meeting.
Absolutely. It's one of the most rewarding meetings that we have is being able to tell someone.
So Tom's not going to commit that he can do that for everyone, but if somebody wants to visit about what that looks like, how do they reach you, Tom?
So to reach us here, there's two ways. By phone, it's 425-392-2200. By email, it's Tom, T-O-M, at Triad, TRIAD-FS.com. You can also go to our website to learn more as well.
Tom, thanks so much for taking time out. That's awesome.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good to meet you.
Likewise.